Alright, so welcome back to Driveway. As you can tell, I haven't been posting much, but like usual, I am not going anywhere, because where else am I gonna go? Anyways, anytime that weather gets really whacked out, I usually kind of take a break. So right after I got sick in December, it got insanely cold out. Air compressor refused to turn on, kept blowing breakers because for some reason -20, not good. Anyways, since it's really hard on equipment, I usually take it easy out here in the garage. So you can probably expect, if you've been with the channel long enough, you probably already noticed this, but you can probably expect in the December to January time frame, I'll probably not post, just to try to get through things without freezing and running 300 bucks worth of propane through the heater just to raise the temperature in here like 90 degrees. Anyways, so that's usually one thing, and if it gets brutally hot out, I don't have air conditioning in here, so I'll probably not hang out for that time as well. So maybe like July, August, and your December, January, somewhere in that vicinity, I usually take off for a couple weeks, maybe a week, maybe a couple days, whatever it is. Don't expect fluid, constant videos during that time frame. But anyways, we're back. We're taking some of the videos that I compiled and kind of made through the days that I could actually get out to the garage and not wade through 4 feet of snow. So anyways, here comes the first video. We've got a few more to follow that, and I'm just wrapping up one more. So yeah, we got this month covered. Anyways, let's hit them videos. Today, we kind of already got the front end reassembled a little bit after the painting of the prototype vehicle, and now we got to start in on some engine related transmission stuff. So let's go back over there and start yanking some parts apart. Alright, so as you can see over here, I started taking apart some stuff to kind of get in understanding the inner workings of these K-Series K24. This is probably like an A8, somewhere around there. But anyways, I tore off the intake mainly because a couple of the injector gaskets were kind of stuck in there. Then I found that entire runner set was all kind of crusty and ugly. And I also removed the whole EGR setup. So yeah, after cruising around online, I found some dirt cheap China parts. So we're gonna ship them in and see what we can do with them. Anyways, since we got all that yanked off of there, we're just strapped in, kind of ready for yanking this thing apart. I think I'm gonna need another strap around there to triangulate the block and make sure it doesn't go crazy on us. A little something like that. We should be set. Now, if only I knew what I did with my pry bar, that would be awesome. But I guess we got the old beater screwdriver. So all right. And that all feels pretty good. Transmission is supported. So maybe we just lift our motor up a little more. See if I can wiggle her out of there. Maybe a little too much. Yeah, if it looks a little better. There we go. And then, like usual, you find your pry bar after you're done. Anyways, I want to zip this thing off. I am hoping I see an absolutely destroyed disc in there, because that would probably make me happy. All right, this bad boy better be FUBAR. Survey says that is a toasted disc. Oh yeah, feels good. Whew. This thing is smoked. All right. I mean, check that out. Absolutely nothing on this side. I mean, small little remnants here and there. Then this side over here is pretty shot. It's been running on these rivets for who knows how long. All right, that feels good to see. All right, super happy to see that. Now, guess maybe we just yank the next section off. We'll rumble them a couple times with the impact here. See if they play ball. Hey, we're playing ball. Nice. Whew, that's a heavy boy. All right, we are in the neighborhood now. All right, so we got a new flywheel thrown in there. We got her all bolted together, Loctited. And strangely enough, the pilot bushing did not exist. So I don't know if it just got ate up or whether someone paid for an engine transplant and some idiot threw an automatic one in there, not thinking that there's a pilot bushing. I don't know. Luckily, the input shaft on the transmission still feels pretty tight, so there shouldn't be any damage done there, I guess. Might have just slightly eaten the clutch up. But that is what it is. Let's throw our clutch together here. Yep, something along the lines of that. Hopefully it sticks around here for a couple seconds. One of those guys running there. Thinking I should probably, even though I might regret it a few years down the line, I think I might throw some Loctite on these guys. Because I think the cursing for removing them would be a lot less than the cursing for it to come apart. Alright, got that all stuffed and torqued in there. That should be pretty decent. This thing should be a pretty chattery little guy. It's got the ceramic style, so not your best street driver, but hey, it's a race car. Anyways, we got that. This guy wiggles enough that we can move it in and out. So I'm guessing, since it's so dang cold, I'm gonna call it another day. All right, so after a couple days, it is still really cold out. So that really sucks. But we did get a couple pieces. One, we got our new intake. Now this, you can tell, is high quality. We've got wonderfully attached joints like this. We don't need that where we're going. And look at these beautiful ports. It doesn't get much better than that. But hey, you know what? This costs $100. Anyways, I think I'm going to bring this to the desk and kind of port things out and see where we look. Because this is pretty rough. Alright, let's just talk over the blast furnace here real quick. See if you can get a nice good look at how perfect them ports are. So yeah, it's gonna need a little bit of cleanup. Alright, next spot of business. We have a new water outlet section. So what we need to do is remove these studs, because that doesn't work with this operation. So I'm just in the process of using the double bolt method to remove the stud out of the head here. All right, there's one. So basically what we have, this is the exhaust out from the number one cylinder, I guess is that one? I don't know. One is probably on the other side. This might be 4. Anyways, it comes out this port. Then it goes into the EGR valve, and then it runs into this port that then sticks out this port and goes into your intake and dirties up everything. So what we're doing, we're completely deleting any EGR, and we're also getting rid of this heater core water outlet, which that's just literally attached, same port as this. You can reach that port from the inside of the standard exit port. All right, so we got our plug for that, for the heater. I guess that's in. Then we can clean up the edges of everything. That looks pretty good. And we should be set. Not too bad. Now this thing has O-rings for the main water port, and then here for that water port, but there's nothing down here for this exhaust. So I think I'm gonna get some high temp RTV, and we're just gonna slather that on and call it good enough. So it looks like we go all the way down to the bolt edge. Let's just get pretty much around everything. Pretty much a little bit on everything. How that'll work, who knows? But it's better than having an exhaust leak. Looks like these are all blind bolts, so we don't have to worry about water jacketing and sealant, so that's always nice. Alright, there should be a tad bit of gap, so we can let the RTV set up like it's supposed to. Alright, we got our gasket with some of that copper stickum stuff. We'll just let it sit there and let it dry and tack up a bit. And then I'll worry about finishing off the intake. All right, so I got those ports mostly cleaned up, looking pretty decent. This hole down here, I tapped that so I can put a cap in it. We'll cap this end too, and we'll be rolling in the right direction. Now the big question most people would ask, should someone else buy this, even knowing the weird stuff? Absolutely not. These ports are slightly shifted a little bit. I don't like it at all. I kind of wish they would have casted it just a little bit smaller all the way around, just to avoid that weird casting crap, but that is what we end up with, so let's just roll on out. I'll get this ready to fly in here, and I got to turn the heat on because I'm cold again. I think it's about time for some injectors. All right, so our next bit is going to be addressing our coolant. Previously, it had this doohickey on there. I guess it was kind of like that, right up in there. But I don't have any needs for these heater hoses or bypass anything, and I just felt we could simplify that. So they do make this guy, which is technically designed to go in place of this thermostat housing, but it can also, if you have the right one, fit right up here. So that's kind of what we're going to do here. I've gotten this thing cleaned up, scraped down, nice and flat, about as clean as we're going to get. Then we can just bolt this guy into place. We got her just loose enough we can rotate that. So that pretty much is how that looks. I'll need to get the whole motor mounted back up into the whole chassis and figure out where my lines are actually going to come through to make sure we get this where we need to. Anyways, there's that. Right, so I got those injectors mounted up in here. They kind of sucked. This intake was not exactly ideal for whether a bore or whether my O-rings might have been weird, but it was really difficult. I think it was more the intake, because I did bring one of the injectors to the old intake, and it seemed like it was going to go in a lot nicer than this was. But it's in. We got her set up. Now I have to wait for my throttle body that may have been lost in the mail, and we'll start working on other things on this motor here. Coming up, probably going to bolt on that oil pan, and we got some finishing off of the coolant system. So that's what we're going to tackle next time. So thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. We're not going to leave anytime soon, so we'll eventually post videos again, even if we have long breaks, because it's effing cold outside. Anyways, I will see you again next time.